Hey guys, so as I promised, I'm making my video how I went from $200 to $50,000 within 3.5 years in the Navy. So let me share with you how I did it. So let me lay the groundwork first. Number one, this is a two-part video, right? I'm going to be sharing with you how I did it. And then after that, in more lecture format, I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts and opinions on how you can do it also. So the benefit of that for you, and also make sure you take notes, is within 3.5 years, and even before that, I've been mentored by multiple millionaires, taking courses that cost up to $1,000, as low as $36, and read multiple different books, right? So I spent countless hours kind of developing a strategy for myself, right? And I'm going to be sharing that with you and give you some value, right? So make sure you stay tuned for that. Also take notes. As Zig Ziglar said, you know what? Zig Ziglar, right, he's passed away now, but he said something that made a lot of sense to me back when I watched him when I was in high school. He said, hey, I'll give you a math problem. What's 7,565,234 times 2,999 times 876, right? Do that mentally, right? A lot of people want to figure out the most difficult problem, which is how to get their finances right mentally. The odds are enormous that you can get the right answer on top of your head right away, right? But he said, hey, if I gave you the same problem and I told you to get a pencil and paper, write it down and figure it out, could you figure it out? It might take a while, but you will. So when it comes to finances, for me, it's very important that I always write stuff down, right? So make sure you take notes. And the biggest thing that I want you to take away from my video is bits and pieces, right? What worked for me, right, may not necessarily work for you. Okay, I want you to understand. But it's important that you listen to me, because the strategies that I implemented in my life, you can take bits and pieces. You don't have to take everything, right? Where I am in my life is going to be different from where you are in your life, right? I joined the military when I was 21, turned 22, first day of boot camp. I was a single sailor, right? I didn't have any bills or expenses, right? I'm not married. I don't have any kids, nothing, right? So where I am, where I started, may be different from where you are, where you started, right? So make sure you take bits and pieces, apply it in your life, see where it goes, right? If you don't like it, change it. If you like it, stick with it. All right, so let me share with you exactly how I did it. So, like I said, within 3.5 years, I was able to save $50,000. So one of the things a lot of people ask me frequently is, hey, Yoon, can I do it better than you? And the answer is, yeah, you can, right? Every single year, 2016, I went to Korea. 2017, I went to Disney World. 2018, I went to Brazil. And towards the end of 2018, early 2019, I spent right about 3 weeks with my girlfriend traveling everywhere within the United States and Pennsylvania area. So I spent I would say right about, if I had to collect everything together, I spent right about $15,000. Right? So instead of $50,000, I would right now have $65,000. If I invested it correctly, I'd probably have about $70,000. So definitely you can do better than me. So just to give you that idea. So this is the timeline, right? I joined mid-2015, right? And 2019, beginning of 2019 is when I hit 50,000. It's March now. So I have a bit over 50,000, but I'm going to share with you what I did here. So in the beginning, right, I started my YouTube channel. In the beginning, it was more of, I saw a need, I saw an opportunity, right? Before I joined the military, I had multiple different YouTube channels. Despite how I look, I had men's style channel where, working at Abercrombie & Fitch and Hollister, I was teaching people style and all that kind of stuff. I had a men's watch channel. Some of you already know because some of you have watches and you were trying to fix watches and found my video and left me a comment. I had origami channel, I had a card game channel, multiple different channels, but none of them as nearly as successful as this one, but they still do make me money, right? So in the beginning, I saw a need, right? I had questions. Hey, can I bring my cell phone to boot camp? Can I do this in boot camp? How much money am I going to make in boot camp in the Navy, right? So I saw a need and I filled that gap. So if you followed me for a long time, you would know up until 2017, end of 2017, I made roughly about 500 videos, right? Pumping out like 2-3 a day, right? Now I'm just more of a ghost. I'm doing some other stuff. But now within 2018, I made like 50 videos. So within that time, 2015, I made about 500 bucks. 2016, I made about $1,000 bucks. 2017, when I was most active, I made about $3,000. 2018, when I made about $2,000, which I wasn't really doing much. I made about 50 videos. It was more for me, right? Because whenever I travel anywhere, I like to make videos. That was that. 2019, I rarely posted in 2019, but because I already did the work, right? All my videos are doing the work for me when I'm out at sea. It's made me $1,000. So I'm at that point where every single month it gets me right about $200 to $300 a month, right? So whatever expenses that I have, i.e. my cell phone or going out to eat, it just gets covered by my YouTube channel money, right? So that's what I did. That's one of the biggest things that I can recommend you to do is to start a YouTube channel, and we'll get more into that later on. So I did that. Then I learned within this time, as I was making my channel, I learned to invest. Right before I joined the Navy, I had no clue how to invest. I wanted to learn how to invest. But within this time, I started taking multiple different courses, read multiple different books. I spent $1,000 on a course, learned to invest. And in 2017 up until 2018, when I began in April of 2017, I made $2,000. I still remember one of my biggest investment was Amazon and Shopify. Amazon when it was like $800, and Shopify when it was like, I think it was like $100. I have a video about it when I first started investing. And then I sold it off, made $2,000. And then 2018, I just did my taxes last year. I saw it, I made $6,000. And so I did pretty well, made $8,000. So if you notice, right, my strategy that I always recommend that I developed over time, I didn't think about this in the beginning, is to save $1,000 each month, right? So 3.5 years, 36 months times 1,000, 36 times 6, 42,000, right? Plus 8, right? Which makes it $50,000, which is what I hit in the beginning of 2019, early 2019. So I saved $1,000 each month, and then I created different sources of income. You don't have to do this, it's very optional. For me, it was just inevitable because I like to do multiple different things. So my biggest main breadwinner is the Navy, then stocks, then YouTube. Then I have, so this is the 3 big common things, right? That you kind of know of. But what you don't know of is my Bank of America cash back. So a lot of people ask me, hey, what kind of banking do you use? What kind of investment tool do you use? I have Bank of America, and Bank of America owns Merrill Lynch, right? So all my money in here is all tied together, right? It's all one entity, right? And Bank of America has this thing where when you hit 50,000, you hit what's called a platinum level, and the cashback, guys, gets pretty intense. So for example, let's say I spend $100, right? I bought $100 worth of stuff on Amazon, right? So I get base 1% back, which is $1. Then I get, I think like 3% back, right? Which is $3. So that's $4 total. And then I get 50% on top of that $4, that's $6. So I basically get 6% back. And the higher you go, the more you get back. So when you hit platinum honors, and it's like I'll be getting like 10% of my transactions back. So which adds up, right? Which adds up with amount of books and all that kind of courses that I do online. I get a lot of money back. So this is not really a source of income. But at the end of the year, it helps a lot. Right now, like my Bank of America cash back, within the last 2 months, because I've been, traveling around with my girlfriend, I think I got right about like $70 with all the transactions that I did. And I also have some side hustles, so whenever I get stuff, I have opportunity to sell it real quick, flip it. I do that, or whenever I do a favor for somebody else, I'll charge them some money. So yeah. And so bottom line, right? Bottom line of what I did was I saved $1,000 each month, right in the beginning, educated myself along the way, and then I built different sources of income. Okay, so that's exactly what I did. All right, guys, welcome to the final part, the lecture part. All right, so first, find your way. It's going to be hard to duplicate what I did. Okay, you have to find your way within your life. Find ways to make money. Okay, because not everybody's going to join the Navy, make a YouTube channel, learn to invest, and have a Bank of America cashback card and do some side hustles to make some money along the way. All right, not everybody's going to follow that blueprint. Okay, so for you within your life, find ways to make money, and the ways you find and how you can find ways to make money is you have to learn from multiple different sources of educational stuff. Right, I'm just one source. I can only share with you how I got to where I got. Right, so what I'm trying to say is, don't listen to your neighbor, right, who has $50 in his bank account. Don't listen to financial advice from him, because he can only teach you to get what he got. Okay, I can only teach you how to have $50,000. I can't teach you how to have $60,000. I can't teach you how to have $70,000. Okay, I can only teach you how to have $50,000. Okay, so make sure you learn from multiple different sources. Take bits and pieces, apply it in your life, apply those different strategies. Like the save $1,000 strategy, it's a very realistic and tangible thing. Okay, a lot of people have done it after watching my videos. Okay, it works. Okay, when I first joined the Navy, I was an E1, bottom of the barrel, right? Making $1,400, right? Still save $1,000. Then I started making $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800, $1,900. Then now I'm up to $2,300. So now I'm saving a lot more, but learn from different sources and figure out your way, your path, okay? And be careful who you listen to, okay? So next is live humble inside and out. The most important part here is the out part, okay? A lot of people associate humility to the inside thing, which basically translates into, oh, I'm going to be rich and successful one day, but I need to be humble so I don't forget where I came from. I don't forget the grind and the things that I had to go through to get there, right? Which I understand, it's very important. But when it comes to my financial success and the way I look at it, right? That's why this is my opinion, right? Make sure you learn from other people's opinions too. The way I look at it, right? The people that I work with struggle with this. They'll post on Facebook, oh, work hard, live humble, right? But they don't work hard and they don't live humble, right? They may think they live humble in the inside, but on the outside, right? They wear a pair of Yeezys. They're E1s and E2s and E3s and E4s and E5s and E6s. They wear pairs of Yeezys, gold watches, gold chain necklaces, $1,000 clothing, and driving a BMW, right? They don't make a lot of money. Right? I know exactly how much they make. They probably don't know how much they make. I know how much they make, okay? Because I am more engulfed in this financial thing than they are. They just spend. Okay, that's one thing that you have to avoid, is spending on your outside appearance. Right? They want to be rich and successful, so they spend money associated with that lifestyle, but they're not rich and successful, right? So they can't spend that money because when you want to be rich and successful on a particular field, for me, I want to make a lot of things with YouTube. I want to make a lot of things happen with YouTube, have millions of subscribers and all that kind of stuff. And you know what that's going to require? For me to scale into a bigger audience and all that kind of stuff, it's going to require money. It's going to require capital, right? For me to at one day, right? I don't do much now, but within 2020, give me 2025, I'll probably have 1 million subscribers. For me to get to that point, I need a lot of money, right? To advertise and do Facebook, advertisement, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. I need a lot of money, right? For me to do YouTube full time, I need a lot of money, right? To pursue my passion full time, I need a lot of money, because one day it's going to make me successful. One day it's going to make me such a good living that I can live comfortably. Next, Yoon's path for wealth. It's very simple, right? A lot of people don't know this part, right? They just look at income and you save, right? When the problem with that is when you make money and you put it in your bank, right? It's almost as if I can compare it, is you have an apple tree, you're picking apples, and you put them in the barrel, and that's it. You're not selling it, you're not doing anything with it, you just have it to save it. Okay, that's not doing much for you. Okay, and because I've done it with it, from 2015 to 2017, that's exactly what I did. I saved, and you know how much money my bank gave me? Like 12 cents for $12,000. Okay, which is ridiculous, right? So you make money, you save it, then the most important part, you invest it. You don't have to invest it in the stock market like I did, right? You just have to invest it in something, a passion that you have. Okay, whatever that case may be, whether it's rapping, whether it's making paintings, whether it's creating Lego blocks, whatever the case may be, invest it in your passion. Okay, or if it's real estate, invest it in real estate, right? So when it comes to income, right, there's this theory of multiple different sources of income, which kind of is what I have, but you can focus on one thing too, right? When you join the Navy or the military, you can focus all your life on the military, right? If I did that, I'd probably be E5 or E6 by now, right? If I really dedicated my whole life to this military thing, right, and I came in as E3, I'd probably be an E6 if I went full focus. But I didn't. Came in as E1, now I'm E4, trying to hit E5, right? So you can focus on one thing that makes you a lot of money, right? Bill Gates focused on one thing, Microsoft. Warren Buffett focused on one thing, stock market, right? Jeff Bezos focused on one thing, building out Amazon, right? Elon Musk focused on one thing, building out PayPal, sold it, then started multiple different companies, right? Everybody, you can be rich and successful with one thing. You don't have to be rich and successful with multiple different things, right? That's a myth. For me, it works out to do multiple things. That's why I do. Okay. Save. At the moment, I have 555, right? Meaning I have $500 in my checking, $500 in my savings, $500 cash with me, right? Because I'd like to have a lot of money in case of any emergency, so I have some flexibility there. So that's why I have 555. I just had $100 each. $100 in checking, $100 in savings, $100 in cash. That was when I was very aggressive with the stock market. All my money was poured into there. So next, lastly, invest. Not lastly, but second to the last, invest, right? Focus on your passion. The biggest thing that I tell people to do is start a YouTube channel. It's the easiest thing to do. It's free, right? All you need is your phone, right? When I started my JustYoon YouTube channel, I had an iPhone 5C. At that time, the camera of the phone was outdated by like 3 years, right? If you have the latest Apple iPhone or Samsung, I have a Samsung Galaxy 8, right? I think Samsung Galaxy 10's out now, right? Even if you had Samsung Galaxy 6, you're still good. If you have a 5, you're still good. If you still have an iPhone 5C, you're still good, right? Because in the beginning, right, record what you like to do. And some people say like, oh, I don't know what I like to do. If you don't know what you like to do, whatever you don't like doing, right, what's the opposite of that? Whatever you don't like to do, find the opposite, and that's what you like to do, right? Or on your free time, what do you like to do? Do you like to sing? Do you like to rap? Do you like to create apps, right? Record that process, right? Make videos about it. And if you want to know how to start, Like, oh, where do I start? Which video should I make first? I know what I want to do, but what should I do? It's very simple. Go to YouTube, go to Google search on the search engine, right? For example, let's say I type in the word Navy, right? And YouTube and Google is going to show the top searches. So it's going to be like Navy Boot Camp 2019, or Navy aircraft carrier, or Navy SEALs, or Navy 2019, right? Those are the top searches, what people are looking for. All you have to do is get that topic. For example, Navy Boot Camp. If I made a video right now, Navy Boot Camp 2019, people are going to watch it. If I created a whole different channel, made a video, Navy Boot Camp 2019, people are going to watch it. Because why? That's what people are looking for. The way YouTube algorithm set up, the newest video is going to be put up top. Okay? And over time, if it does well, it's going to stay there. If it doesn't do well, it's going to fall back. Okay? That's how YouTube set up. Okay? So this is the biggest thing. This is stuff that you learn from a $1,000 course. Okay, is to use Google search and YouTube search. Okay, and lastly, the most important thing that I hope you take out of this video, right? You can forget everything else, but the most important thing is to know your why. Right? One of my mentors a long time ago told me, if your why doesn't make you cry, find a different why. Whatever passion, whatever reason that you have to be rich and successful, whatever that reason is, that has to make you emotional. That has to make you cry. Meaning, every single day, your actions must revolve around your why. Okay? For example, there's a person that I've talked to before. I asked her, hey, why did you join the Navy? And she said, well, I have brothers and they're not being treated right by my foster parents, and I want a better life for my family. And I said, okay, cool. And I just kind of observed her actions. And every weekend, I would notice her going out to clubs, going out partying, wearing different, fancy stuff. And in my mind, every time I saw that, I said, you told me that you wanted a better life for your family, right? Which means you have to save money to be able to bring your family to where you are, right? Or buy a house so you can house them, right? Create dependency. But you're not doing that. But instead, you're trying to live up your lifestyle, which I understand. One of the biggest things that people make mistake in, when you're 18 and 19, joining the military, this is your college year, okay? So when you're in college, you have to party it up, right? But you join the military, but you still have that desire to party it up. So you party it up within the military. But the thing is, in the military, you're basically on your own, right? Your parents are not there for you to guide you and tell you what to do. And a lot of people are steered the wrong way. That's why the military, in my opinion, has one of the highest divorce rates, right? I know people who are 18 and divorced. Like, MTV made a show, 16 and pregnant. In the military, you can make 18 and divorced 3 times, right? That's a common thing that happens. People get married within 2 months, they break up and get divorced, like relationships, right? They get married for the money, right? BAH. It's a rotten system at the moment. Or it's not a rotten system, it's more of a rotten culture, really, in my opinion. Babbling here. But yeah, know your why, okay? For me, it's my family, right? The reason why I save a lot of money is for my family, right? Because I want to build a business, be rich and successful, and be free, right? Not be obligated to work for anybody else for the rest of my life, so I can spend every single day with my family, right? Spending my time with my parents, spending my time with my grandmother, spending my time with my girlfriend, my future wife, right? That's very important to me. Above anything else, I don't care to have a big house. I prefer to live in a van. I'm all about that van life, right? I prefer to just get a bus, deck it out, and live in there. So, know your why, okay? Because that's going to really propel you to do everything else here, right? If you don't have the base, if you don't have the starter structure here, you can kiss all that goodbye. So just want to share that with you. Hope this gave you some value and insight into kind of what I think about and how I did it and what I recommend you to do. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great Navy day.